You could be browsing on a website on your Apple computer and lose all your crypto. Here's how to avoid that. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. Hope you're well in this crypto new universe, in a world where we have digital money that is not tied to a bank, that is not controlled by someone who says, you know what, I don't like what you're buying there, you're going to have to stop. Or I don't like that you're doing that, you're going to have to stop. No, you have money which you have true and total freedom with. And that is the beauty of crypto. And I hope you have some today. Hope you have some Bitcoin. Because if you don't have some Bitcoin, if you don't have some crypto, you're missing out and you're going to be very sorry in the future. Anyways, with that said, there's some problems with Apple, and we're going to be talking about that. And also we're going to be looking at the TA for today, seeing how, I did tell you that SHIB was going to pump, and it did. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about Ethereum. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. And if you're interested in trading that, of course, you could trade this at bybit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Okay, let's do this. All right, let's start with the Apple computer. Apple computer chip exploit that steals crypto. Here's what you need to know. Before you throw out your Apple and run for the hills, just know that this is just found out by experts, and there's no vulnerability, there's no applications taking advantage of this exploit yet. However, right, a key thing you have to understand, takeaway before I even begin, you can actually this is even vulnerable to Apple, if you're just browsing the website. So please keep this in mind that I will be giving you some mitigating tips how to avoid being a victim in the future. Okay. A flaw in Apple's M series chips can be used by hackers via a malware attack to steal cryptographic keys, including those that secure cryptocurrency wallets, according to researchers from various universities. All right. So your keys for software wallets, right? So wallets that you run on your computer, like the MetaMask here wallet is vulnerable to this, right? So if you've got MetaMask, right, and anything else that's running on your computer, but notice this is a Windows computer in a virtual machine. So is it susceptible to the vulnerability? I don't think so, because, we'll see. Yeah, I have to research it, but I don't think so, because we're running Windows inside a virtual machine, and it's not connected to it's not an Apple computer. So they may not be expecting that the malware developer is not expecting you to have a Windows ARM computer running on Mac. So, that's not normal. So there you have an advantage if you use a virtual machine, right? I'm going to just show, let's see if I can bring down you can see that it's running Windows 11 on Parallels. Here you can see that if you were to zoom in. Of course, I know that's a little tiny, but I can't zoom in on that. So doing that will also help mitigate the risk, right? Researchers say that they were able to create an app that successfully tricked the processor into putting some of that prefetched data into cache, which the app could then access and use to reconstruct the cryptographic key. Okay, that's a potentially huge problem. Yeah, so I don't know if this affects the Windows ARM. Probably does, but the developer of the malware probably not developing it for Windows, right? I'm moving down the line here, but with the M3 chip, the data memory dependent fetcher that's impacted by the vulnerability has a special bit that the developer can invoke to disable the feature. So if you got the new M3, right, you need to you could upgrade to your new M3, but the software developers of these wallets have to enable that. And unfortunately, this wallet is susceptible because it's embedded inside another application. So it can't turn off that vulnerability because of the fact that it's running inside of another application. So your MetaMask is vulnerable. So how do you resolve that? And we're going to talk about that shortly. Another thing you can resolve this is with a hardware wallet. If you use, there's lots of hardware wallets to use, right? You can use LAPAL and so forth. But my favorite is to use Trezor. Trezor wallet is the best one to use. And you can check out Trezor by typing in trezor.davincij15.com. Link is also in the description below. But another wallet that can come save the day, and I think because you might want to do that for your iPads and for your phones, right? Because your phone is probably vulnerable to this as well, is to use this, right? Trezor, this Tamgen. Your keys are actually stored in here, right? And so Tangem is one of your options for actually, protecting your keys. So now they can't steal your keys because your keys are here. Another thing you can use, once again, is a virtual machine. VMware is one of them. I use Parallels here, but you could also use VMware Fusion as well, for the latest version of Fusion or Parallels to mitigate the risk. Okay, moving on. BlackRock is sucking up all the Bitcoin and could flip GBTC holdings within 3 weeks. Yes, you can see that Bitcoin is being eaten up really fast. So you can see by the time we get to the halving, probably BlackRock will be the biggest corporate holder of Bitcoin out there. U.S. charges KuCoin crypto exchange with anti-money laundering failures. Okay, just so you know, this is probably a BS charge, right? There's so much work in order that you have to report to a government, that a bank has to report to the U.S. government, that if you make one tiny mistake, you're breaking the law, anti-money laundering law, right? So if you don't report this, you don't report how much they deposit, you don't report if there's suspicious activity, and it's so difficult for a business to actually that's doing custodial of people's wealth to actually report with the government in the United States that most of them just don't even bother with the U.S. That's how bad it is. So they probably just made a tiny mistake somewhere, and that's it. They're screwed. The real money launderers are, the large banks, right? You know them by name, Chase, right? JP Morgan. They all do massive amounts of money laundering. They always get caught, and they always get, hey, don't do that again. So yeah, this is not about money laundering. This is about taxes avoiding, so that making sure that you, as an American, pay your taxes. That's what it's about. Okay, I love this FUD. Whenever this comes out, Bitcoin Black Swan event. Yes, it is not a Black Swan event if Satoshi shows up, because he doesn't have those Bitcoins. I would bet everything, all my Bitcoin, on the fact that he doesn't have the full, 1 million of those Bitcoins, or even half of it, right? More than half of it could pose a $75 billion threat because of the million Bitcoins that are available. The billion Bitcoins are there just so to see if you have the ability to take them. Well, congratulations, you broke the system. That's what Satoshi probably built them there for. All right, let's take a look at some TA. Oh, man, this is not looking good for Bitcoin, honestly. We are holding the line here, but right now we're going to retest the lower levels. Once again, let's go zoom out a little bit. You can see the lower levels, we're in a trend, trapped in a trend here, where it's below 69,400 is the breakdown, and we're heading straight down. Breakout is above the 71,146, and it hasn't decided which way it wants to go yet. So looks like we were in a parallel uptrend, and we've broken out of that. So it might indicate something might be off here looking at this. So we're gonna have to wait and see if this is going to break down. Chances are we could break down just a little bit. To see here, there could be a breakdown as far as the 61.8, maybe 50% here. You can see this is where we turned and made a big move. So we might recapture all this move again, all the way down to either here, 50%, or the 61.8, which is probably the likely case. And then, yeah, if that's the case, you can see that there is a trend line here where we have to hold this trend line in order to say, okay, yeah, we're moon time, right? Another down and then boom and moon time. All right, so if you're interested in trading that, you can head over to bybit.davincij15.com, 2bit.davincij15.com, or coinw.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is unclear, but there seems to be a concerted effort for it to like fail here. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the Fibonacci level. Maybe it's the 38.2. Yeah. Nope, it's not. It's 61.8. So we're failing at the 61.8. We might break through a little bit and then fail. So look for a little bit retest of this lower level of the $3,300 level. And then if we create another W up there, and then it's go time on Ethereum. Shiba, we were targeting 3,200 on this level. We haven't hit that yet, so I'm thinking it's got a little bit ways to go. We could go as high as the 3,270 from this target, but no, I failed that, so I'm going to have to remove that. But if this is on the 5 minutes, so if we zoom out, you can see that there's clear indication that we're heading to 38, 32, and that's where the target is. We've broken above the previous support levels and just retested it a few times yesterday, and then now we're definitely closing solidly. So even if we retest it again, it's still a good thing. It's probably a chance for you to get back in, and then boom, I think the 32,000, if we don't hit it now, we are going to hit it soon today. If we're going to hit it sometime soon, and probably take us as high as the 34,000 area on Shiba. So it'll be a rough ride. It'll be a lot of chop. So be careful, right? Buy the lows. Whenever it comes close to the 13 EMA, that's where you want to buy. If it reverses on the 13 EMA on the 4 hour, then you have a problem. You're going to have to walk away. So if we come to the 13 EMA, we have to close below it, or the 4 hour, then you might consider, it could be reversing. But there's no guarantees, as you can see. Sometimes that's a fake out. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hope you learned how to protect yourself. I know I'm going to be making some changes internally in order to avoid the issues, because this is a Mac M1 that I'm doing this on. And I know that computers are not safe places to store your crypto keys. You have to store them in a hardware wallet, such as Tangem, or Trezor wallet is one that I use on a constant basis. All right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.